Okay, it's fine, she says. Okay, the first question I have for everyone is, who loves their skin? Like absolutely loves everything about their skin? Let's see. That's a lot more than I thought actually. So that's good. Who doesn't really care? They just wake up and it's fine and it's whatever. Okay, no one. And who cannot stand the sight of their skin? Oh, great. Okay, so a lot of people love their skin. But then nobody answered the middle question and nobody answered the last question. So some people have no opinion whatsoever.
Mixed feelings.
Mixed feelings. So some days you like your skin and some days you don't like it. Okay, so I'm going to do my best to not get too technical because that is the whole problem with skincare in the first place. You go into the store, you go into the supermarket and the whole shelf is filled and you're overwhelmed. The same with hair care. What am I supposed to use? Am I supposed to use detoxifying, mattifying, moisturizing, clarifying, invigorating, and it just keeps going on and on. And if you do the same thing as hair and buy everything, your acne will be showing before you show. And I can say so because I suffer with acne myself, actually. And so then you would think, so then you're not a good advocate for skincare. That means you don't practice what you preach. But actually, having acne is what made me love skincare. And I think I could get away with talking about skincare because I have that much experience with it, because I suffer with acne. So I'm going to start off with a few basics, just so that you understand what skin is, and so that you can identify your skin type, and then I will help you figure out how you can take care of your skin. I'm trying not to be long again because I really want you guys to ask me questions at the end. And I want to be able to help as many people as possible, so I'm going to try to get through it as quickly as I can. So the first thing is, skin is the largest organ in the human body and its first line of defense. It is made up of 3 layers. You have the epidermis, you have the dermis, and the hypodermis. So the epidermis is the outermost layer of the skin, which provides a waterproof barrier. The dermis contains connective tissues, hair follicles, and sweat glands, and the hypodermis has fat and connective tissue. And you'll see in brackets that I put 1st degree, 2nd degree, and 3rd degree. And these are the terms that we use when we're describing different burns. So when you hear someone say that they suffered a 3rd degree burn, that means the burn has gotten through the first 2 layers of the skin and has now damaged fat and connective tissues. And most times when people pass away because of burns, most times it's because they suffered 3rd degree burns. So it has gone all the way down to the bottom. All the time you're prone to wrinkles and premature aging. So if you don't have dry skin, chances are you won't age as quickly as someone that has with acne. Lucky. No one put up their hands. I'm the only one then. Oh man.
That's why.
Don't be shy. I suffer with acne and I'm speaking on skincare, so don't feel bad about it at all. So I want to simplify your entire skincare routine. Whatever you thought you knew, maybe you need to rethink it. Whatever you didn't know, you're going to pick it up here. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. Cleanse and exfoliate. That is usually 1 step. Then we have tone, and sometimes exfoliate falls under tone, but we'll go into that. And then we have moisturize and we have SPF. So cleansing. So it's important to remove dirt, oil, makeup, and impurities every day. Failure to do so can result in skin being prone to breakouts, acne, congestion, and infection. And the type of cleanser that you use depends on the skin type and what it requires. So if you have oily skin, you will not use a cleanser for dry skin. And the easiest way to know what type of cleanser you need to use is usually labeled on the package. So as long as you're sure what your skin type is, that is the type of cleanser you use. It would say for oily skin, for dry skin, for combination skin, so on and so forth. So I'm just going to touch on exfoliating, which is part of cleansing, and it's also part of toning, and I will explain. So exfoliation is necessary for all skin types to remove dead skin, flakes, patchy skin areas, and to deep cleanse your pores. This should be limited to a few times a week or even less depending on your skin type. So how many people throughout their life maybe and up to now uses St. Ives apricot scrub? Like for years and years, and you've always used it and it's always worked, right? How often do you use it? 2 or 3 days? Okay. So I'm now going to introduce you, if you don't already know, to another form of exfoliation which is more gentle and can be used every day. So exfoliants come in 2 forms: physical, which is microbeads, or the same as the St. Ives scrub. That is a physical exfoliant because that has small particles in it that's going to physically scrub the surface of your skin. And then we have chemical exfoliants, also known as AHAs and BHAs. Physical forms should be used less, while chemical forms can be used more often. So an AHA is an alpha hydroxy acid, and a BHA is a beta hydroxy acid. Now, those can get quite complicated, so I'm going to leave it there for the most part. I do a bit of blogging about skincare, so I'm going to leave my website at the end, and I do have a specific topic on alpha hydroxys, beta hydroxys, and the differences between the two and the benefits of both. So you can probably take a look at that towards the end. If you have any questions at the end, I can answer them for you also related to that topic. I'm not someone that wears makeup every day, and I still break out. Like today and last night when I filmed the video was the first time I've worn makeup in about 2 weeks. So sometimes it is the products, sometimes it's the length of the time that you've had the product, and sometimes it's what you're applying the product with. So if you don't clean your brushes, you're just taking bacteria from your skin back into your powder, back to your skin, back into your powder. So it could be a variety of different things. So what I would do is, if you have that kind of issue, check to see on the labels for all your foundations, especially if there's a really small number next to something that looks like an open container. It would say 6 or it would say 12. That's the number of months that you should have the product for before you get rid of it. So mascara, 6 months, get rid of it. Even if you only use it twice, but the bacteria that's in there is living in there and thriving in there because it's a wet environment. So even if you didn't use up the whole thing, 6 months have passed, toss it. Liquid foundation, it starts to separate the oil. Don't shake it, get rid of it. Powder, if you realize you're swiping over your powder and you're not getting anything, that's because the oils from your skin has now sealed the powder, and it's sealed with oil and bacteria and it's not getting any more pigment. Toss it. So that could be a reason for why you break out with makeup products. And then sometimes the ingredients in the makeup itself, if it's brand new. Yeah. But you actually don't need all of that. You actually don't need all of it.
Simple routine you can follow.
Yes, absolutely. If you realize I didn't use a liquid foundation, and what I used is lightweight, and even if I use the wrong color, it would still blend in because that's just the nature of that product. However, if your skin looks very clear to me, I would just use a bit of the same concealer under my eyes or even on my eyelids. If you're not wearing your glasses, even with your glasses you can, and just use a powder all over. Define your eyebrows, maybe wear some mascara. You could literally do your own routine in 5 minutes because not everyone would require everything that I use because I had to cover up a lot. So I did a full face routine. People can break out from a number of different things at different points in time. I remember I had just gotten a cleanser that had tea tree oil in it, and at first when I used it, it broke me out, and now I use it every day and I have no issues. So it may not even have been the product, it may have been something else I was using at that time. It's a very difficult thing to pin down to know what you're sensitive or allergic to, but when you find it out, then you would know. Okay, you stay away from that ingredient in a product.
Online, it's done her skin really good. She swears by it, but I'm wondering if that might be a bit too harsh in the long run.
It depends again because lime is very acidic. So if you use too much of it too often, again, you're going to be pushing your skin on a pH level where it's not going to be healthy anymore. The avocado is used with the lime because the avocado compensates for what the lime is lacking and vice versa. So it is a good mask to use because it's more along the lines of neutral. So whatever your skin is suffering with, it would help it. Long run, I wouldn't use it every day. Things like, natural ingredients can harm us sometimes if we're using it the wrong way and if we're mixing it with the wrong things. So there is a science behind it, and that's something like if it works for her, I would probably use it once a week, maybe twice a week. A few drops of coconut oil to the active acne and woken up in the morning and it's halfway down. So that's something else that you could think about if you're suffering with oily skin and it's overly oily and you're using the moisturizer and it's not helping. If you try mixing in a few drops of olive, jojoba, or coconut oil mixed in, it's going to give your skin a moisture surge and it's probably going to calm down it.
I'll run the video first, give you an idea of what it is before I start to talk about it. Alright, deal?
Yeah.
Alright.
Certified and trained in Toronto. I specialize in microblading for brows, which is one of the newer innovations in permanent makeup business today. Microblading differs from the conventional eyebrow tattoo since it involves the use of a manual pen and a vegetable ink that is safe and human friendly. It's embedded underneath the surface of the skin to mimic the appearance of your natural hair stroke. I've filmed for you a very short video that outlines the procedure. I do hope you enjoy. Feel free to leave your questions or comments below.
Embarrassed if I give someone a hug and I leave my imprint of my eyebrows on their shirt, right? Or I would go to the beach and people would see me like dressed up for work and I stencil it in perfectly, but if I go out like I'm in the heat or at the beach, I have no brows, right? And I was conscious of it, so I did the procedure and I thought, oh my God, if that changed my life, then I think it would change a lot of people's lives. And I look around the room, everywhere that I go, I'm so conscious of people with no brows are struggling to stencil it in perfectly every morning. And like the lady that mentioned, she had 2 sons and she had no time. So this is a perfect procedure if you're struggling with sparse brows, or you have none at all, or you just want to improve or enhance your overall look. Brows are the newest trend in makeup business, in regular way of life, and it frames your face, it changes your entire look. So if you need information about it, I have a website that's running. It's www.jillianhines.com. And today, if you're interested, I'm here to the end. I'm willing and open to have one-on-one with you. And if you want to book an appointment, I'm offering 10% off the procedure. www.jillianhines.com. Okay, so it's 2 parts to the procedure. I'm not the main speaker, I'm just complimenting Divya's presentation. So I'm going to try to answer your questions as fast as possible, and if you want me to have one-on-one with you, I'm willing and able, because I don't want to keep back the presentation. So it lasts up to 1 to 3 years depending on your sun exposure. It's a starting cost of $400. No, hold on. Think about it this way, right? So you're gonna stencil in your brows every day. This is sort of like a semi-permanent procedure. It's 2 parts to the consultation. So you do the first procedure, and within 4 to 6 weeks, you must touch up to ensure that the pigment is evenly distributed across the entire brow. Then you're good up to 3 years, right? And you could Google the cost of it in North America or Asia. It's like between $500 and $900 US dollars. So I think it's priced pretty reasonable. Any more questions? No? Absolutely. So when it feels like all you need to do is do a touch-up, but you have at least 1 to 3 years of perfect eyebrows to wake up to every day. Alright, so I'm going to stay to the end, so if you guys have any questions, or you could tune on to my website. I did about 20 people since I've been here. I've only launched the service last month, so it's not even a good month yet. And I intend to do it regionally as well. Alright, thank you.